Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about perhaps one of the biggest bombshells that's going to be hitting the Wuthering Waves space. Not because of what Maygi's done, she's obviously been caught in a web of lies that unfortunately she spun herself, but because of all of the, well, other things I have to say about her, considering my history, or really, not really my history with her, but all the things that she's done to me. But before we get into that, before we get into a breakdown of how this absolute rat has tried to ruin my career, let's talk about how she's ruined hers. So with that, let's go ahead and dive right on into what we're seeing on the screen. Kuro Games ended my career. I wish that was just a clickbait hyperbole, but they actually did. They kicked me from the Wuthering Waves content creator program based on mass reports. Who would report a spreadsheet and guide gremlin though? Come on. And so the original title of this video was Kuro Games Ended My Career. That was the original title of the video. Now you can kind of see the video title is now I've been suspended from the Wuwa CC program. And I don't feel a particular need to actually play this because all she does is basically just lie in this video for 2 minutes. But what the rundown of this video essentially is that she got kicked from the CC program. Now she feels like, she's not able to make Wuthering Waves content properly. She's no longer able to do things like her community challenges where she, gives out those codes to players. And the reason for it is that she's been mass reported, banned for no good reason. And Kuro Games, right? Kuro Games is now just ghosting her and not giving her any responses when it comes to this matter. But boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The timing of this is pretty coincidental considering all of the drama going on with the anniversary right now. It seems a little bit odd that now is the time that she wanted to pounce, given how she's talked about the fact that she was kicked from the program a couple of days or maybe like a week ago, kind of stowed on it for a little bit and decided now is the time to actually get it going. And if you don't believe me, well, I've got some glue for you over here. Sorry, there's a lot of links I have prepared. That's how you know this video is going to be an absolute banger. This is honestly the best time for me to make a video. This is from a public Discord that she was just typing in the general chat of because, I don't know, she's just not able to cover her tracks when she's clearly doing some malicious shit. This is honestly the best time for me to make a video talking about my negative experience as a Wuwa CC and how scuffed their system is, while everyone is raging at Kuro. So this is basically just a self-admission, right? That she's going ahead, using this opportunity with all the anniversary drama going on. Honestly, I think she had the opposite effect considering how many people are upset with her, because she had to put out, after that video, a post like this. I messed up. In my recent video, I wanted to announce the fact that I had been removed from the CC program. With the original title of Kuro Just Ended My Career, I essentially deflected blame from myself onto Kuro instead, when I was undoubtedly in the wrong. And so again, we're going ahead, we're trying to expose the staff at the Kuro Game CC team as a bunch of absolute malicious people that are just trying to screw with her and screw with her career prospects. And then she gets into how and some of the reasons for why she got banned. Let's just recognize that we already know that she's a liar, so let's not actually take her word for it. Let's look at some of the glue that other individuals have brought in to the situation. We got Raj over here on Twitter. Maygi Blood thought she was slick. I think it's a she. She's trying to gather the mob mentality in her favor. People like Nito are going ahead and saying, I dug around. Before she was suspended, she had a leaks channel in her Discord. Nice. And this is what she actually leaked over to her viewers. This was a confidential CC document that obviously after she leaked it, it was no longer confidential, talking about how Phoebe, this was like 2 months ago by the way before Zani hit any betas during Phoebe's release, talking about how she'll possibly work as a great support for mains who deal damage by consuming stacks. And we know that Zani does it, and we know that Phoebe's confession state is pretty fucking useless, but now that Zani's coming out, we know it's gonna be pretty good. Great stuff. And guess what she also leaked as well? During a stream called the Patch 2.2 Theorycraft Prep on March 21st, before the release of Cantarella, she did an in-depth overview of basically every single attack in Cantarella's kit. All of these different moves, their proper names, Phantom Sting, Delusive Dive, Flickering Reverie, exactly what is in her release kit. And we're doing this several days before the character is hitting live and several days before the character kit has even been announced. Sharing it to, I mean, you can see already over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 43 other individuals. And we're going to play a little bit of Ryuku's video over here to talk about how how she was able to justify the sort of decision that she was making.
She also uses a rectifier, just like my purely theoretical character, you know.
Just leads the entire discussion. You can clearly see it's the same exact screen that we had over here before, showing all of the moves in all of their motion value glory. This is just purely theoretical. This all was just purely theoretical. And so to save all of your guys' eardrums, to, you know, save your sanity, I'm going to try to play as little of Maygi's videos as possible, because we all know what's probably going to happen if you listen to a voice like this for too long. You'll probably turn into a Genshin Impact player because of how similar she sounds to fucking Paimon. So yeah, you can clearly see she's using the excuse of, this is just theory crafting. This is just theory crafting. It's all theoretical. And then we're going ahead and we're basically just directly leaking every single goddamn thing the character does and talking about our rotation guides. Right. Okay, awesome. So this is just another example of this CC lying. And so we've covered a good bit of why she got removed from the program. What I now want to get into and talk a little bit about is how she's just been lying all this time. How she's been lying, spreading misinformation, talking shit, doing a bunch of malicious things for the past couple of months. Because boy, oh boy, I'm involved. So leading up to her mass report and leading up to her getting removed from the CC program and Kuro Games ruining her career, well, there's a couple of things I want to show you in regards to that. There's been some rumors spreading around, and hopefully we can blur that. This is just a screenshot from Discord. That's how you know it's legitimate. This is the type of stuff that they're saying in there. Apparently, the thing was that Sate got his audience to report Maygi for leaks. This was a rumor that she decided to spread herself, that me and my community, that I was responsible for going ahead and getting her banned or kicked out of the program, saying that my audience was mass reporting her. This is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I sometimes forget that she exists. I sometimes forget that she exists. Surely, right? Let me just show you all a little bit of what I'm working with over here. The stiff competition that I'm trying to get kicked out of the game. Yeah, absolutely, right? Absolutely. This channel that's uploading one video every 7 days or every 14 days, getting stuff like 5.8 views, right? Making guides that have half the views of mine, despite her being in the CC program. My guides get double her views. She's barely hitting like 8K on some of them as well. Yeah, this is definitely a CC that I feel incredibly threatened by. Yeah, this is definitely a CC that I'm going ahead and trying to demolish, that I'm trying to target and get out of the way, right? This is probably the best video that she's gonna have in the history of her career, and that's because, well, she's just fucking lying. So this is the thing, right? The implication that it's my community and that I felt threatened by her and that I was going ahead and trying to dismantle her reputation and career is absolutely insane, because guess what? In the time span it takes for her to upload, let's just be honest here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want to see how long it takes me to upload 8 videos? Let's see here. Oh, it takes me 2 days. Yeah, it takes me 2 days. It takes me 2 days to upload as many videos as she's uploaded in 1 month. I'm terrified. Yeah, no, this CC has got me shaking in my fucking boots. Absolutely. And so if you want proof, right, that she's going ahead and spreading these rumors, well, don't worry about it. I've got it right here on another public Discord that for some reason she just can't seem to recognize is not a good idea to post on. Some people have done some digging. Who? Hire new diggers. They're awful at their job. These PIs that you're listening to are trash. They have no idea what they're finding. And they have a reason to believe that the people reporting me are from a certain other creator's Discord. I wonder who that could be. Totally. Yes, let's continue to blame me. Let's obviously imply and get multiple people in multiple communities thinking that I have tried to ruin your career. Great job. Awesome. Well done. Well played. Then there's just another example. Making her guilty by association is dumb. What other people discuss in a CC server comment section is not their fault. Yeah, well, maybe if you're trying to spread misinformation about why you got fucking banned or kicked out and trying to blame me because your bum ass is not able to make content without leaks, despite being a partnered CC, yeah, surely, yeah, that's not their fault. Imagine if I go comment leaks in Saint's YouTube videos and he gets removed off the program for that. We clearly know that she didn't get removed because of YouTube comments. She got removed because she leaked Zani's kit, and she also leaked Cantarella's kit as well. So that's 2 pre-release characters that she's already leaked for. Honestly, she probably should have gotten kicked out sooner. And this is the thing. And he gets removed off the program because of that. You want to know the hilarious thing about all this? You know how I just showed you my channel and all my videos and all that? I'm not in the Wuthering Waves CC program. Yeah, I'm not in the Wuthering Waves CC program. I don't need that advantage to be the biggest Wuthering Waves content creator on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not in the program. Why do you think I don't give out like 100 Astrite codes every single update like other CCs do? That's because I'm not in the program. Because that limits the opportunities that I have to create the content that I want to create. Because there are certain rules and regulations that you need to abide to be in the program. And that means limiting the type of content that you're actually able to create on YouTube and on your public channels. And so I decided, well, I didn't want to have my vertical growth contained by all those restrictions, and I'm able to make my content, I'm able to get these views without any of those advantages or incentives, or in Maygi's case, bribery of Astrite codes to my viewers. So again, this is simply just a skill issue. Just make better content. Try that for a second instead of claiming that you need the CC program to actually build a career and actually make content. And also, you know, try to upload a video more than once every 7 fucking days. As a full-time CC, yeah, try to upload a video more than once every 7 fucking days. That'll probably help as well. I don't think you need the CC program as long as you're able to do something like that. So we got that going. We've established that. Now let's get into, well, a couple of other things that have occurred in the past. So we already broke down the whole Maygi situation over here. We talked about how she was basically trying to blame me this entire time for her career absolutely falling the fuck apart. Let's talk about how she feels about the Wuthering Waves community itself. Anyway, and this is again from a public Discord, I don't know why she keeps doing this, like no one is ever gonna fucking find out that she's typing this shit. Anyways, Wuwa is mid. Now I will go back to spending my entire day making more content for it because my life is pathetic. Bye. Wuwa is bad. Time for my next content. Why is Wuwa falling off? Dude, Wuwa is full of clown. Wuwa is bad. I don't even know what that means. Wuwa is bad and has the worst community I've ever seen. Yeah, I guess somebody that's basically just been caught gaslighting, accusing others of things that they didn't do, lying on the record, claiming you've done no wrong, and then you only apologize after you've been fucking exposed multiple times for all the wrongdoing that you're doing. Yeah, I do believe it is the community that is the problem. 1,000,000%. It is everybody else's fault. We are the victim in this circumstance. Kuro Games actually ruined our career after we're on the record leaking 2 characters, and then we only just got banned from the program. Yeah, we didn't even get sued for breaking TOS. Do recall she signed a fucking contract. She signed a contract not to leak. And so getting kicked out of the program is actually one of the best things that could have happened to her, because I'm pretty sure her dumb ass could have gotten taken to fucking court for all the stuff that she's doing and actually sued for damages. But they didn't do that. I'm not disagreeing that I did pre-release TC. That was technically against the rules or TOS, though I think most creators do that anyways, and the outcome is unfortunate. Oh, okay, so yeah, now we're blaming everybody else again. We're blaming everybody else again. Why do you think in my guide videos, I never get into motion values of kits? I never talk about motion values and precise calculations and like damage calculations in my kits. I get them from Pride One. Yeah, that's because, again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't work with fucking leaks in my guides. I work with the materials right after they release and then make the content very fast. Again, this is a skill issue on her end. She just works really fucking slow. The thing is, I don't even log onto the betas. I just use the sites that data mine all the numbers and put them on a spreadsheet. Yeah, that's called using leaks, you absolute fucking idiot. And yeah, this is just an example of the type of leaks that she was using, right? In their latest video, Maygi talks about information sent to the CC, and then she just shows this. She just shows this in her video. So that's another one. So yeah, we already talked about that part. Now let's talk about a couple of other things, especially in regards to her and how she is, you know, as a human being. Now we're getting a little bit into the, you could potentially call this character assassination. I don't really think it's going to go in that line because, well, this is all stuff that she's done to me personally. Now we're getting into, basically, for me, right? We're getting into, for me, right? My personal trauma with Maygi, because there's a lot. We basically already established her as a liar. We basically already established her as somebody that's going to be spreading misinformation to get some heat off of her and basically divert it and blame other people. We talked about it plenty of times. Now, I want to talk about what she's been doing on the Wuthering Waves subreddit. So, as you're all pretty familiar, right? I won the Wuthering Waves 1.2 creator program. I won $1,000 for this. And boy, oh boy, when you look at the rankings, right, of who actually won, yeah, you're gonna see why she wasn't very happy. I'm over here in first place, and then in second place, right? Sydney Mars, one of the homies. Yeah, love this dude, right? Great guy, great guy. He's coming to stream a couple of times. He's gifted a couple subs. Great dude. We got Maygi in second place. She wasn't very happy with that one. And I'll show you why. Or I'll show you what the end result was from that. She got her group of absolute cronies, of absolute bums, to go ahead and just start bad-mouthing me on the Discord at every single opportunity. This comment's not too bad. Yeah, I like Saint well enough, but Maygi is a guide maker, challenge runner, and is doing weekly competitions to keep the game fresh for her community. Agreed. Maygi is a much better content creator all around, in my opinion. She doesn't seem to scream toxic positivity that is trying to brainwash me, unlike Saint. And also her calcs are much more realistic than whatever the fuck are the stats that guy uses. Probably because she uses leaks. Yeah, I guess we know why her calcs are so accurate now. Nice. So let's just go up in the thread a little bit. Honestly, this needs to be said more often. How can people believe that Saint is genuinely someone who enjoys the game and creates content for it? Do recall we're using Maygi as the counterexample of a CC who loves the game and is making such great content for it. Oh yeah. Boy, oh boy. Yeah. I don't even think I need to comment on this one. I think this one writes itself. Come on. This is the same guy who constantly milks cringeworthy topics about woo-wah and repeatedly shitting on G-Game. This guy writes like an absolute fucking idiot. How can he be the face of woo-wah? It just doesn't make sense. And that's where we're coming in with the whole Maygi glazing over here. And guess what, guys? This is her Discord. This is the narrative that she spreads on her streams. This is the narrative that she spreads on her private channels. Just talking all of this shit about me when I have literally never even done anything negative to her. Even when I easily could have, I have literally never said anything negative about her. But these people are so caught up in their feelings in the fact that she lost to me in this contest and has basically been spreading negative misinformation, has been shit-talking me at every single opportunity on this subreddit for 6 months. It started 6 months ago, and it's still happening. Saint winning over Maygi is insane. Dude has the most room temperature IQ takes and fast food tier content I've ever seen. Maygi at least seems like a generally likable person that generally likes the game and is trying to make content for everybody and attract people to the game. Yeah, sure. Saint is an extremely nasty and mean-spirited person who's especially openly hostile to anyone that is a fan of Hoyoverse or Genshin Impact. You can read the rest, right? We can just go ahead and talk about, right, the fact that these posts are getting upvoted to 21 plus immediately after being posted. They're getting linked to her Discord, and she's getting her brigade of unemployed freaks who are into this. Unemployed freaks who are into shit like this to mass upvote every single comment that is critical about me, that talks shit about me, and downvote any comment that just talks about me like a normal person. Because guess what, guys? You have to be a really different kind of fucking weird. You have to be a really different kind of fucking unemployed to be watching this and be a part of this community on a daily basis. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that my community has the time to brigade Reddit like this. Yeah, my community doesn't have the time to brigade Reddit like this because guess what? They have jobs. Yeah, my community has fucking jobs. They have careers. They have lives. They go to the gym. They go to school. They're students. They do all of this shit. They have meaningful things to do with their life. And they don't have the time to play defense and offense for me on a subreddit and continually shit talk another CC because they're butthurt about getting skill issued in a contest. I don't need this. I don't need the CC program. I can do it just fine, but she does. And unfortunately, she doesn't have it anymore. And this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's been happening since 6 months ago, and it's still happening today because she has done, in my opinion, irreparable damage to my reputation on this subreddit. You can't even mention my name there nowadays without getting your ass fucking downvoted like crazy. They're still talking about it now. Anytime I mentioned on this subreddit, it's downvoted. Hey, I'm looking for good CCs to watch. Yeah, Saint's a piece of trash. Yeah, Saint's a piece of trash. Maygi's like the best one ever. Maygi's the best one ever. She's so amazing. Every single place that it's possible to be linked. You just have to look up my name, look up my name like this, look in the comment sections, and boy, oh boy, you're gonna see some wild fucking shit about me. She's this mad, she's this upset at the fact that she lost and she can't create proper fucking content. My oh my, and it is lovely. I'm gonna be honest, it is lovely to see how this entire situation has unfolded. And so with that, there's one last bombshell regarding this entire matter. Oh, sorry. There's one last thing over here to talk about her jealousy. It sucks because Maygi's the only CC I trust for character guides. I really wish Kuro picked a different CC to make an example out of, since Maygi is far from the only CC that looks at leaks. The fact that Maygi got dropped as a Woo-Wah CC, while Saint hasn't, is the cherry on top of the shit Sunday of recent Kuro L's. You already know I'm not a part of the CC program, so yeah, now we're just spreading even more misinformation. The funny thing is that Maygi would know who's in the CC program as well, because I'm pretty sure they have a fucking private Discord, and she would clearly see that I'm not in it. She would clearly see that I am not in the private Discord that she was once in. So I do think it would probably make a lot of sense for her to correct that misinformation, but well, she's talking shit about me. I guess it's perfectly fine. So we dove into all of this. Now let's talk about the last thing. And that's going to be her link to Gateo. You guys might know who Gateo is. He's an absolute freak. He's a racist. He's one of the worst people on Twitch. He streams regularly and just talks about how great China is compared to everything else. And what I wanted to talk about over here was the fact that, A, you see all these posts over here of her talking all this mad shit about Woo-Wah? Yeah, the reason why these have all these upvotes is because she posted this in Gateo's Discord. Yeah, she posted this in Gateo's Discord. That's why there's so many people that are basically just like upvoting, laugh reacting, doing all of this stuff when they're talking negative about Woo-Wah. And let me just be honest with you. This is from one of my streams back in December. This is the type of shit that they post in Gateo's chat. We got VIPs over here saying shit like Encore Pregnancy Round 2. And the mods are basically saying, post it more, chat. Keep talking about it. And Gateo's response is, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, they can keep doing whatever they want. They can keep doing whatever they want. Yeah, I'll just VIP those people. And you want to know the best part about all this? Maygi frequently pops into this chat to shoot this shit and chill with this absolute freak. She frequently pops into this chat. They're homies. They talk all the time. Clearly, she uses his Twitch chat and his Discord as a place to vent and talk shit about the game, talk shit about other CCs, and of course, hang out with a bunch of fucking PDFs. Yeah. That's the situation that we got going on over here, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully, right, you can kind of see the irony of this post over here. Kuro Games ended my career. No, your inability to create content and the fact that you just lie about fucking everything, you lie about other CCs, all you do is talk shit behind the scenes, thinking that you're covered, even though, well, it's pretty fucking easy for people to get the receipts, apparently, because all this shit came out in like the last 24 hours, not even 24, the last 12 hours, and you even got your public streams going ahead and being used against you because you're too stupid to recognize what an actual leak is. Why are you the only one getting fucked like this? Oh, it must be the company's fault. Oh, it must be Saint's fault. He's going and brigading me. Oh, he's causing all these problems for me. He's the reason behind everything. He beat me in the CC contest. I need to go talk shit about him on Reddit. I got banned from the CC program. It must have been him that did it. She's literally a fucking schizo. She's a snake, rat, schizo freak. I have no other ways to describe this right now. And you want to know the best, or really the worst part about all of this? I didn't start any of this. You want to know what my first interaction was with this demon? I went ahead and I DM'd her way back in maybe October or November or maybe even September of last year. And I asked her if she wanted to collab on a podcast of Woo-Wah CCs. She responded to me and then proceeded to ghost me. And this is all the shit that she's been doing in the background ever since. Getting butthurt, spreading misinformation, talking shit about me, brigading me on the Woo-Wah subreddit. And of course, right, now we're doing this. So that's the history. And believe me when I say that I could have dropped any of these bombshells a lot earlier. I could have dropped a lot of these bombshells a lot earlier. And I'm so happy that people are now beginning to crawl out of the woodworks with all of this glue, all of this evidence, all of this proof of what an absolute lying piece of shit hypocrite this person is. And you want to know what she's going to come up with now, what she's going to talk about, she's going to make a follow-up. She's going to provide context. And this is exactly what she's going to say. Because fortunately, right, I keep tabs on my enemies. And she's not going to like that I've kept up with this. She's going to talk about how she quit her job and that she was dedicating basically her full-time career to making Wuthering Waves content, and that she feels absolutely betrayed that this could happen to her after all of this time. You want to know the truth of what happened to her in her previous career? She got put on a performance improvement plan because she made a public YouTube post about being put on a PIP, and then she got fired. So no, she didn't quit her job. She got fired because I guess she can't fucking work properly. Believe me when I say that was the reason why she moved from her full-time career into content creation. And believe me when I say, there might not be proof of it right here, but that is what she is on the record saying. And I'm pretty sure there's somebody that can dig it up. I think there's one thing over here, right? I think there's one last thing that I want to show in regards to that. Maygi has blocked you? Well, too late. I can see them. Thanks, Elon Musk. Yeah, I can see all your posts. Sorry about that. Yeah, my guide videos typically take 50 to 100 hours in total to produce. Yeah, that's probably why you got put on a performance improvement plan. Because you work so incredibly fucking slow, it's unbelievable. Yeah, I'm gonna be real here. Please don't blame anybody else. Please don't blame the community for the fact that it takes you about 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 times the amount of time that it takes everybody else just to do basic fucking things. Yeah, 100 hours for a guide is absolutely insane. There's no way. There's no way. Unless you're typing that like 2 words per minute, there's no way. That's insane. That's unbelievable. You're just copying over motion values and then making formulas to put in like attack and shit. There's no way. I have a link for the pip post on YouTube. Hey, drop it right here. Drop it right here. Let's see it, brother, man. I'll bring the glue. I'll make sure there's glue for everything. My memory is very good, but my ability to remember links is not. Hey, you guys might think I'm going overboard, but this individual has tried to fuck me so many times, I don't care. Oh, I made a big decision today. Yep. Oh, here we go. Here's the pip post. Hi, everyone. I made a big decision today. When Wuwa launched, blah, 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 blah. But a new change in management, alongside some unfair judgments, has gotten me hit with a pip, which in the corporate world is basically a death sentence. Yeah, after you get a pip, you're basically fired. Yeah, that's how it works in the corporate environments. And so instead of fighting for her job, she decided that she's going to be basically a full-time CC. Well, maybe that wasn't the right route to go if it takes you this fucking long to make a guide. Yeah, maybe that's not the right way to go if it takes you this long to make fucking content for the game. Yeah, when you have literally a 7-day gap in between every single video because you work so goddamn slowly. Maybe work on working faster, smarter, not harder. Instead of, again, blaming everybody else for the situation that is going on. And so, yeah, do keep that in mind if you see any further posts from her talking about how she quit her job, and that, you know, she's just going ahead and is like, oh, poor little me. I sacrificed so much for the Wuwa community. Oh, I sacrificed so much for the Wuwa community to deliver all this great content for you guys. No, you got fired because you sucked ass at your job. You decided to do content creation instead based off of this, but your video output is so slow that you're not able to get any traction because you're just not a good worker. That's the truth of the matter. And so do keep that in mind if you see any other like sympathy, pity posting, like trying to gain some more clout by just lying again. She has a history of doing it. She did it to me. She did it to you all by lying about why she got banned and lying about how she's getting ghosted. She just is fucking everything up right now. And this is the thing. Because of how she's treated me, because of the history that we have, I don't care. I don't care. This is the sort of stuff that I am holding on to for literally months. She has tried to sabotage me and sabotage my career. Like I said again, my reputation on this subreddit is irreparable because of what her and her community have done. And so everything that I have said, everything that I've gone into, it is 100% deserved. And I am glad that the community can now see what an absolute rat she is. So with that, let me know what you all think. Peace.